Let's go. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this now Monday morning. And we're hitting the victory music tonight because the Knicks, on the second night of a back-to-back out in Hollywood, after a regrettable loss to the Clippers, Julius would put the team on his back and lead with his on-the-court play, man. 25 first-half points for Julius Randle against these Lakers. And this was a pesky Lakers team, man. They have been riding a hot streak even without LeBron James. Defense leading the way, Anthony Davis as well, so they were pesky. D'Angelo Russell leading the way for them. D'Lo was cooking everybody tonight. But in the fourth quarter, when the Knicks needed it the most, RJ, Broadway, Barrett, with 13 of his 30 points, would get activated. And that was enough to help the Knicks close out the Lakers, man. 112-108. 33 points for Julius Randle. 30 points for R.J. Barrett. No Jalen Brunson. And the Knicks' big two delivered in crunch time, man, for a 112-108 victory. Win number 40 on the campaign. And a much-needed win tonight, man. A much-needed win tonight because the Brooklyn Nets are surging. They had an impressive win over the Denver Nuggets today. Knicks now tied with the Nets for fifth, but the Nets, based on percentage points, still maintain that edge there. So a dogfight with 13 games left, but nevertheless, give credit where it's due. The theme of tonight was redemption. It was redemption for Julius Randle after a regrettable implosion against the Clippers the night before, led with his play on the court. I love Julius's approach tonight. Very aggressive. Wasn't necessarily settling for shots, attacking the basket, playmaking for his team. Great job by Julius. 25 points in the first half alone. Finishes with 33 points and 11-24 shooting. 5 dimes, 8 rebounds, and a steal. Great game by Julius. Great bounce back when the team desperately needed him. But boy, oh boy, in that fourth quarter, man, shout out to R.J. Barrett. As I said, 13 of his 30 points. R.J. was cooking all night, finishing very well. 12 of 27 shooting from the field, 5 of 6 from the charity stripe, 6 rebounds for R.J., 30 points overall. And, look, this was much needed by him. You just don't know what you're going to get from him as far as consistency is concerned. So it was great to see him bounce back strong in a major way for this team. And the bulk of his production came as the leader of his unit. You know, when RJ's running with that second unit, even when Brunson was healthy, I was always looking at that like, that's your time. That is your opportunity to assert yourself, to be that guy for that unit, to be the star in that role. And it's been up and down. He hasn't really, emerged as that guy when Tibbs kind of staggers those minutes. But tonight he did. And give credit. We'll talk about the bench in a little bit, but give credit to RJ, man, because I thought he did a great job leading that unit. One of the plays I really liked about with him was not even his scoring, but when the Lakers went into a zone, occasionally in this game to ice out the Knicks, who struggled shooting. But I thought RJ did a good job on one play, especially in the second half of at the nail, dribbling into the middle of the paint to collapse his zone a little bit. Then he kicks it to Josh Hart, who got a wide open 3 from the elbow for that. So I thought that was a smart heads-up play by RJ. Just very aggressive in his attack, very steady, under control. And he did a great job tonight, man. Leading his team to a 112-108 victory, man. Knicks big two did what they needed to do and got the dub. J.D. Breen, how you feeling tonight, man?
Oh boy, did we need this victory. And does winning feel good? Because the Knicks, they stopped the bleeding on a 3-game losing streak. And as you mentioned to show, the Nets had an impressive win tonight. They've won two in a row. 2 tough wins against the Timberwolves and the Nuggets today. Cavaliers won tonight as well. And so, the Heat won a couple nights ago, the Hawks. So like all these teams around the Knicks are now starting to, pick up victories. And what timing when the team doesn't have Jalen Brunson, when you had a bad loss against the Hornets, you lose against the Clippers, and here we go. It's crunch time. And so, one of my keys on the play-by-play, my number one key was all eyes on RJ Barrett, all eyes on Julius Randle, and RJ responded with 30 points, and he left a lot of points on the table too. 1 of 8 from three. Had some bunnies that he could have made. So 30 points and with potential for more. 2 assists, 6 rebounds as well. And so you needed that. And he had a huge 3 off kind of a weird possession there. Down the shot clock at that moment was a big 3 for the Knicks. So you saw that clutch ability there. So RJ responds, and I'm just, I'm happy that he was able to respond in a big moment on national TV because, as I mentioned on my pregame play-by-play, number one key, I said, listen, it's time for him to step up. It's time. It's time for him to elevate. And again, I've always said, don't have to get 30 points from RJ. That's not my expectations of him. Mm-hmm. But I need more. I need clutch moments. I need consistency. Mm-hmm. I need you to understand that Jalen Brunson is not out there anymore, and that Julius is out there, by himself sometimes. And so I need you to go from third option to number 2 option, and I need you to play like one. And so he responded tonight, and he helped the Knicks get a victory. He was 5 of 6 on the free throw line, so that's always a positive when he's going 6 or more times to the free throw line, and he's only going to miss 1 free throw. So you like to see that. And so, 39 minutes as well. He put up the minutes. Great game by RJ. Great game by the Knicks. Huge victory. And now they go into Portland to try to finish off this road trip.
Yeah. And it's impacting winning. How are you impacting winning? Yes, it could be scoring. Is it defense? Is it facilitating? Is it getting extra boards? Is it being able to close in crunch time? And tonight, it was him as a scorer, but you're absolutely right, man. He has to be assertive and be consistent in terms of his impact on winning. And tonight he was great. He was absolutely great tonight. So that was just great to see, man, because he's been so inconsistent, especially shooting this year. It was good to see him get out there and be aggressive. I didn't see a Laker out there that was really going to prevent him from getting to his spots and doing what he does best, which is attacking the basket. I'm looking around, and Vanderbilt's trying to cover Julius, but there really wasn't a Laker out there. Troy Brown is a decent defender, but I didn't really see too many guys out there that could slow him down. So it was a good job by him. They had Malik Beasley was guarding RJ at some point. So I'm just like, you got to win that matchup. You got to win that matchup. And so he went out there, and shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, because during your play-by-play, when Chuck called in halftime, and you were asking Chuck what was he looking for in the second half, he said it. He wanted to see RJ. He wanted to see RJ step up, and RJ got the job done there. So great job by him. Once again, 30 points by RJ. To the bench. The bench, for the second night in a row, had a solid game. I want to start with Deuce McBride. I thought he was the unsung hero of the bench unit. Jeff Van Gundy, I was listening to both your play-by-play and then the ESPN coverage. Obviously, Breen and Van Gundy, I got to hear what they got to say. But Van Gundy was just hitting on all points. And with McBride, he talked about it. He said, look, he's a great glue guy, great energy guy, and gives you excellent effort on the defensive end. But if his shots aren't there, he's not going to get much playing time. And right on cue, Deuce knocked down some big shots in this game. 8 points from McBride, 2 of 4 from downtown, 3 of 5 overall on the field, 2 rebounds, 3 steals from McBride. So he was getting activated defensively, especially when we needed it, because the Laker guards were killing us. D'Lo was going off. Schroeder had his moments. I was surprised that Grimes had trouble with D'Angelo Russell like that. Really not applying pressure, as you said, but great job by McBride today. I thought Josh Hart gave us some good minutes, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for Josh Hart. That's what he does. He's a stat sheet guy, a connector, if you will. So I thought Josh Hart gave us some good minutes out there. Hartenstein How about Hartenstein? No points, but 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And Mitch had trouble with 80 all night. That was one of your keys to the game. Mitch had trouble with 80. But Hartenstein did a commendable job on him. And not only that, I thought his help defense was good. His passing was on point. He helped keep the offense going, keep the offense in rhythm. So I thought Hartenstein gave us some good minutes, man. And then he had Obi with 9 points, 4 or 6 from the field, 1 or 3 from downtown. A good job by the Knicks bench. 27 points for the Knicks bench. And I thought they did a good job tonight, man.
The bench is the reason why they won the game. Like, if you really want to, I know we got 2 30-point games from our top 2 guys, but the bench is the reason they won the game. They're the 100% the reason that they won the game. You can go as far as to even say that McBride and Hartenstein were their two most valuable players for this game.
Yeah.
Because of the role that they play and the way that they impacted, certain moments. And the bench as a unit, every single thing that they provided, every rebound seemed to be a key rebound. Yeah. Every shot, whether it was from Obi, down in transition, the Obi 3, McBride's buckets, Josh Hart making 2 nice threes in the zone. Like, every single thing they did in every category seemed to be important moments for the game to favor the Knicks. So the bench as a unit was outstanding. McBride, to me, was the unsung hero, as you mentioned. And, the 3 steals. And if you notice, as soon as he came into the game, the Lakers switched into a zone. And as you mentioned with what Van Gundy said, Darvin Ham had the scouting report, on deck. And as soon as McBride came in, they said, okay, let's test their shot making ability. They have Josh Hart also out there, who has shot 60% from 3 as a Knick. However, he's been passing up a lot of threes.
Right.
So that was a good risky strategy. That was a good opportunity for Darvin Ham, but the Knicks made him pay. And Deuce McBride with the 2 threes, he had a nice take mid-range, and had a great game. And I thought he was so valuable, CP, that in that fourth quarter, that I was doing, the play-by-play, even when Quickly came in, you could have said, I don't know, like that's how impactful he was tonight, to where you could have been fine with him getting even more minutes to close out that game, because he was just putting so much pressure on the Lakers. So, and then Josh Hart with the 8 rebounds, 4 assists, he stacks up the stat sheet. And most importantly, he shot 2 threes out of 4, made 2 of 4. I like seeing him shoot a little bit more. I talked about him needing to be more aggressive. He's aggressive taking it to the basket in transition, those opportunities, but in the half-court offense, kind of want him to be a little bit more aggressive. He passes up a few shots more than I like. And then Obi, 9 points, 4 of 6, 12 minutes, does his, production on 12 minutes.
Got it. Got it going.
Gotta go. And then Hartenstein, bro, 0 points. You're like, what? 0 points?
Yeah.
10 rebounds.
He was
2
good
steals,
tonight.
1 block, and he was outstanding against Anthony Davis. And they were going to Davis because Davis probably looked at Hartenstein like, oh, he's guarding me, this guy?
Right.
And they kept trying to go to Davis, and Hartenstein was surprising Davis with his defense.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of messed up Davis, especially at the free throw line, as Davis was 1 of 5 tonight. So great opportunity from the bench. And I hope, McBride can continue to get minutes in Brunson's absence. He has 17 tonight. That's big. That's big for McBride.
It's big. And he earned it. He earned it tonight. There's some nights where I'm like, we could go elsewhere instead of Deuce. But it's just about his shooting, bro. That's it. Like, in this day and age of the league, like, you can't be a complete zero on the offensive end. And if you are, then you deserve situational minutes, spot minutes to give your team a lift. But you got to be, capable. You don't have to be a star, but capable on the other end. Knock down those open shots when you get them. And he did a good job of doing that. And coming into the fourth quarter, Knicks were down by 1, 86-85, when RJ and the bench unit came in. And before IQ and Randall came into the game, which was at about the 5:41 left, Knicks had a 7-point lead. So a great job by RJ and the bench unit to hold it down in a pivotal stretch. before Julius gets in. You get Julius some rest, much needed rest. He set the table. He was your pace setter. You give him some rest. RJ and the second unit were able to handle it. And look, it was still dicey down the stretch. Knicks were still clinging to a 4-point lead when we got into money time, and RJ missed the layup. Schroeder comes back to make his. So the Knicks only had I think they were clinging to about a 3-point lead, I believe, when Schroeder makes his layup. Yeah, it's a 2-point game with 5 seconds left, and then Josh Hart knocks down his 2 free throws. So crunch time got a little dicey. You wanted to see how they were going to handle the pressure. Julius had his moments where, had a couple of turnovers, had a couple of good passes. It was kind of shaky. And at that moment when he had, I think it was like a loose ball foul, and Van Gundy was saying, look, man, like in crunch time, in winning time, you have to make intelligent, sound, and disciplined plays. And he was speaking directly at Randall. And I thought that was very telling. But like I said, Julius had some tough ones, but he had some good passes as well down the stretch. So 112-108, Knicks get the job done. Let's hear from the people, man. Call us up with your thoughts on tonight's game. 657-383-1509 is the number to call, or you could hit us up on the Knicks Fan TV Discord. Welcome to all 1,800 people on the chat. Late night with Knicks Fan TV, man. So salute to everybody rocking with us. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Salute to all of our channel members with us. And let's go to the phones, man. Area code 718. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yes, good night, fellas, or good morning.
Kenyon.
Good, happy Monday. But Kenyon from Brooklyn,
Kenyon, what's good?
Tibbs defender, but I'm calling to defend RJ and Julius Randle tonight.
Okay.
I'm like, during the game, I forgot that you guys had a watch along, but lots of these Facebook groups, the hate for Randle and Barrett is unwarranted. Like, let me tell you about how I feel about Julius Randle, right? Mm-hmm. I've been watching Knicks since the early 80s. Mm-hmm. This is the first time in a while, or I guess now it's the second time, but it's the first time in a while the Knicks got a young player as a free agent that was on the uprise in his career. He made the All-Star team for the second time this season as a Knick, and he's probably going to make All-NBA again this season as well. I don't know what else Knicks fans want. I understand he makes some bad decisions, and, Brunson's not playing, so the offense is not going to flow. Randall's not going to get this ball like he normally gets it when Brunson's running the point. Now, let me just go ahead and defend my boy R.J. Barrett now. Mm-hmm. He's 22 years old. I know people get mad. Stop using age as an excuse. He's smart because you know what? He got his contract, and if you look at the Knicks objectively, he sacrificed his game the most to make the thing work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He gave up tons of shot attempts with Brunson running the show now in New York. So Knicks fans, I know we all passionate and stuff, but the constant criticism, there's a couple of games. The Knicks are one of the best teams in the NBA on the road. They're probably going to win Tuesday night as well. So Knicks fans, chill and stop tripping on Barrett and Julius Randle. I'll disagree with JD when he said, yes, the bench was definitely a factor in the win since quickly starting, and they got some points. I guess they got 25 points off the bench today, and Hardison did a great job. But you needed that 63 points from RJ and JR combined tonight. So Knicks fans, stop killing me with all the hate for 2 to 3 best players on the damn team. Like, stop being stupid.
Well, at Kenyon, it's expectations, man. I made my points about Julius last night. It's not about the player. It's can you trust him in a big spot when the money is on the line, when it's a pressure cooker situation. The situation that he saw last night against the Clippers is going to be what he's going to see in the playoffs. Teams are going to be physical. They're going to be playing him hard.
Okay, sometimes he might get frustrated. Yeah. But last night, for example, he got fouled a zillion times.
He did.
Even tonight, he went to the free throw line, I think, like 10 times in the first half.
Yes.
But he could have been on the free throw line at least 4 more times.
Correct.
Where he's blatantly being fouled. So, like I said, I get it. But, let's stop. Name me a power forward in the NBA that's doing what Julius doing. Now, Anthony Davis is supposed to be a big-time power forward. They both Kentucky. It was a lot of Kentucky guys on the court today or whatever the case may be. But Anthony Davis he didn't put up 33 points tonight. So let's stop, Knicks fans. Julius Randle is one of the better power forwards and plays in the NBA.
Okay.
Chill out. You got a decent player on the squad. Stop talking about, I want to trade him. Like, come on, Knicks fans. Like, be real. Like, name me a Knicks player. And, I think, to be honest with you, I think Randall's better than Melo, say, in New York.
Now we're going to clip you, Cole. Have a good day, sir. Have a good day, Kenny. It was good to hear from you. And now you just drove the car off a cliff. Listen, man, we won the game. I'm happy that Julius had a great game. Do some fans take the criticism a little too far? Sure, but that's some people. We're not a monolith. Everybody thinks differently. But I also do feel like the criticisms of RJ and Julius are warranted at times. These are two of your three best players. They're getting paid. The expectations are through the roof. People want to see consistency from RJ. He's your number 3 pick. How is he impacting winning? They want to see consistency. Can he defend better? Those are reasonable criticism. Okay, can he shoot better? Can he shoot consistent? He dropped 30 tonight. Let's see what he does against Portland. Are we going to get that same effort? Are we going to get that same consistency from RJ? Because we need it. And the thing with Julius, it's not about the skill set. It's not about the talent. The talent is there. It's how do you respond under duress and under pressure. That's what we're looking for. And we're going to see in the playoffs. Point blank. We're going to see in the playoffs. Because, yes, he was getting hacked. He was getting chopped up yesterday. But some players, as JD and I talked about yesterday, some players respond on the court. You know, when you were doing that to guys like a Kobe, he respond by dropping 20 straight on your head. That's what you're looking for. And Julius, credit to him, came out today like gangbusters and kind of took his frustrations out on the Lakers. So it was a good bounce back win. Well, let's see what happens in money time. JD, your thoughts?
I mean, give credit to Randall tonight because I don't think he had one episode with the refs all game.
Yeah.
Like, I think even his patent, frequency of just arguing with the refs, I don't even think I saw that. So you have to give him credit there. And I get the caller, like he's just frustrated, probably going on social media and reading, you read it down your timeline and you see all the negative comments. And as a fan, especially if you're a fan of RJ and Randall and you're on the optimistic side, it can get a little bit annoying. I understand that. But at the same time, the facts are the facts. And with Brunson here and Randall here and those guys being closer to 26, 27, and you seeing that the season that they are having when they're playing together, it just expectations go up quickly, CP. And people are talking about late in the season, can they get 50 wins? Can they get the 4th seed? Like, if they get to those levels and the playoffs come, what's the next step? The next step is, how do we continue to improve this roster? You're evaluating what's left in the puzzle. And part of that, trying to figure out and identify what you need to continue to evolve the roster is evaluating the performances of these players in critical parts of the season. And you have this part here that's a stretch run that's, you can say, are all playoff-like games, right? As intensity is starting to pick up, and now these games mean something for playoff seeding. And then in the playoffs, it's money time. So fair or unfair, the front office is getting paid a paycheck for something. And there's people that think we should take the long route and develop, but it's obvious that this front office is more towards winning now while they prepare for a big star move.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, RJ is going to be evaluated by what he does now and what he gives you. Can you lean on something to say, you know what? We can actually be patient with him. He has to, because I don't think he has to be a star. He just has to give this front office enough for the rest of the season and into the playoffs to where Leon Rose says, you know what? Remember when we thought about taking calls for Quickly?
Right.
That did not look like he's looking around at Brock Aller and Rosas and Scott Perry and World Wide West, and they're probably laughing around. Like, you guys remember when we was taking calls on Quickly? Woo, boy, what were we thinking? That's what RJ has to do to Leon.
Yeah. No doubt about it, man.
Is think of something to get them to say, you know what, we're gonna give RJ the Randall year between last year and this year, next year, this year to next year with RJ, and hope that next year RJ takes another step and becomes that third piece of this puzzle. And that's all it is, man. And I mean, the fan pressure is gonna be what it is. It is what it is.
Big facts. Then everybody wants to give, send strays to my guy Melo. Melo's not even in the league, man.
Hey, what's up with the Melo disrespect?
What's up with the Melo slander? And no, he's not even on the same planet as Carmelo Anthony. Give me a break. Give me a break. Quit the disrespect, Maurice B. Melo in his prime was a problem. One of the greatest scorers to ever play. Give me a break.
Wait, you giving the ball to Randall in crunch time?
Right. Just on this same ESPN broadcast, Van Gundy was going in on how not clutch Julius is on his crunch time stats without Jalen Brunson. That's part of the concern with Knicks fans. It's not about the talent, man. It's can you close, can you handle pressure. But that's it, man. Knicks won 112-108, man. We don't want to take this thing off the rails, man. Let's enjoy the win. Raq City on the Discord. Let's try again, man. You've been trying for like 3 days straight to get right on the Discord. Do you have it?
We here?
You here, man. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Excellent. Hey, it's Chris from Pennsylvania here, man.
Let's go. How you feeling?
Hey, man, this game showed me everything I need to know about Randall in terms of him being an emotional player. The minute he got fouled and was able to get to the line, I knew he was going to have a good game because that's all he cares about. He just wants to know that if he gets fouled, they'll call it. And once he goes good on that end, he's consistent pretty much for the rest of the game. If he doesn't get calls, he starts chipping away at the refs, starts trying to elbow people in the face. He gets emotional. He needs to check that because regardless of him being only 28, he's big bro on the team. We have a very young team that look at him and go, yo, if you got the young bucks trying to contain you, they can't focus on their game, you know? So basically, the sooner Brunson comes back, the less Randall has to matriculate the ball down the field with the playmaking. He could just focus on scoring. And I think we'll be all right because it just falls downhill from that.
Okay. Appreciate the call, man. Good to hear from you. Glad you got it together.
CP, you saw who popped up in the chat?
I did, and salute to him because we were looking for him yesterday. Mr. Friday Night Knicks himself, Robert Randolph, do it just to get there, as he says. We didn't hear from him yesterday. We didn't hear from him on Twitter. The leader of the Julius Randle fan club. We didn't hear from him. He was quiet yesterday. He was quiet. It was a bad night for him. But right on cue, he's back and leaves us with a $10 super chat. Julius is king. RJ will be on another team next season. Look at the disrespect. And Julius is better than Melo. This guy's something else, man. The disrespect. He's disrespected my guy Broadway Barrett, who put the team on his back in the fourth quarter. Down by 1 and had the Knicks up by 7 before Julius gets back into the game. And then he goes in on my guy Melo. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Shout out to Robert Randolph. Speechless, man. Speechless. You can't make it up. And speaking of Jalen Brunson, Woj was on the halftime show on ESPN and says, looks like Saturday against the Nuggets could be the best guess in terms of when he comes back. He won't play on Tuesday in the Cam Reddish revenge game. He's going to miss that game. That's a big game. But maybe Saturday against the Nuggets when they get back from the trips, because after Tuesday they don't play again until Saturday, so they have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, much needed rest, and that's good. I would say aim for that if he's ready by then. Give him as much time as he needs to get back and get back into the swing of things.
And I wouldn't even give him till Monday, just because Saturday's an early game.
Yeah,
1:00, New York. These guys are used to playing at night. Like, with the foot stuff, it could be a little tricky. I would even give him that Saturday off and just bring him back Monday. Give him a full week. That would be a week and a day or two. But hey, if Woj says Saturday's a possibility, I'm sure that's the way it's going to be if he's ready.
Yeah, indeed. And we'll get into Cam had some interesting things to say about the Knicks. We'll get into that on tomorrow's edition of Knicks Weekly, episode 51. So make sure you guys tap into that. Let's go to the Discord. Nasser on the Discord. Unmute your mic. Nasser on the Discord. Going once. All right, Nasser's not ready. You got to get your mic in check, man. You got to get your mic in check. We're going to load up XXX on the Discord. And in the meantime, let's go to area code 804 on the phones. 804, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
What's up, CP? What's up, JD? It's Nick from VA.
Nick, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling better after the win.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, look, rapid fire. Shout out to RJ, man. He saw Reeves on him, man. He was, as Shaq would say, barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Because that was the matchup. He was, every time he saw Reeves, man, he lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, there was nobody out there in the Lakers that could have checked RJ and get him away from the spots, man. So it was a good job by him taking advantage.
That's what RJ needs to do, though, man. Don't worry about the threes, man. Like, attack. Put your head down and just go to the rack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what he needs to do. But shout out to Randall, man. I thought he played under control. He only put us in the spin cycle like 3 times. So, I mean,
progress.
So he was all right. And then the final thing I'll say, man, hey, man, let Melo be, man.
Yeah.
People just need to let Melo be, man.
Yeah.
Melo was the guy, man. Let him do his thing and stop putting Melo and Randall in the same sentence, man.
Boy,
Totally
oh,
disrespect.
boy, oh,
All right,
boy,
man,
how they
appreciate
forget.
everything.
Appreciate the call. Boy, oh, boy, how they forget. My guy Melo brought us to the playoffs 3 years in a row, dragging Tony Douglas and Billy Walker, who had no skills when he's trying to dunk on everybody, and Jared Jeffries.
Sean Williams.
And Sean Williams, the corner 3 specialist. He could knock down those threes. I did like that. And Andrea Bargnani. I mean, come on, man. No, Bargnani didn't go to the playoffs with them. He was supposed to do the Roy Hibbert killer, thanks to Glenn Grunwald and Dolan, but that one flopped. But anyway, 3 years in a row, including the Knicks tape year, where he finished 3rd in the league in MVP voting.
And I mean, was Amari's knees his fault too?
Right. And Amari with the fire extinguisher and the bad back. And Melo, one thing about Melo, he showed up every night, win or lose, held himself accountable with the media. So let's hold off on the slander, man.
And I'll die on this. I'll go take this to my grave. I always thought 2 things. If that Knicks team would have played the Heat, that would have been something to watch that year that they got eliminated by the Pacers. And then the year where Chauncey Billups got hurt in game 1 against the Celtics.
Right.
The way that game was going, the Knicks were winning that basketball game.
Yeah.
And Chauncey Billups was showing up. If Chauncey Billups would have been healthy that series, the Knicks could have upset the Celtics.
Yeah. I mean, we had who was another scrub for that team? Oh my God. When what's that guy's name? He was like a little bootleg Swiss Army knife. But he was so bad. He went to Duke, man. What was his name? His name slipped me, man. Lance Thomas. We had Lance Thomas doing the most to take us to nowhere. I mean, Melo had to do it all, man. He had to do it all.
And what's up with people mentioning Melo now? Like, Melo's telling Dylan Brooks, yo, keep me out of your comments.
Dylan Brooks sending shots at him like, you're Dylan Brooks, bro. Let's relax here.
This new generation,
yeah,
man, so disrespectful.
So disrespectful, man. It's unreal. All right, let's try XXX on the Discord. XXX, go ahead. XXX, going once. All right, XXX ain't ready for that. We'll try Nasser again. Nasser on the Discord. Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, my name is Khaled. I'm calling in from Oakland. How's it going?
Oakland, the Bay, the town. What's good? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I was sad I missed you when you came out to the Bay Area. Next time I'll be there.
Definitely, man. Yeah, we had a great time, man. So definitely stay up with us and we'll keep you posted on the next event.
Absolutely. I thought it was a good game tonight, man. You know, Randall and RJ really stepped up. I think, like JD was saying earlier, I think this stretch without Brunson, it's a big test for our bench. Yeah. I think, I was at the Sacramento game, actually, and I have to say, like, our starters were gassed out there. And I think the more, that we can rely on the bench, the more we can rely on solid minutes from McBride, from Obi, from Hart has been critical with his rebounding out there. Yeah. I mean, that's what's going to win us some games right now in this stretch. But I mean, I think overall, as fans, we have to have patience right now. We're in a strong position. We can make a splash in the playoffs this year. We have flexibility to make moves this summer, sign on more free agents, make some trades if we need to. And I mean, we just had a 9-game stretch. Randall just had a game winner versus Miami a few games ago. He's been playing strong all season. He's going to be all NBA again. I guess, what does it take to just build some goodwill where we're not calling for dudes' throats after every couple losses? We want to trade everybody, fire Tibbs, all this nonsense. Like, when can we just have some patience, enjoy what we're seeing? And we're going to have a good season, and we're going to make a splash. And let's just see where this goes, man. We have a great team. I think this is an exciting season. I've been following the Knicks for a long time, and this is a very special year for Knicks fans.
Yeah.
And I think, Randall and Brunson have been clearly the reason behind that. And Randall has had, been the core of the last 2 good Knicks seasons that I've seen, in the past decade. Randall has been the leader for that. So I think that he's earned some respect and some patience from the fan base.
That comes with playoff wins, bro. Regular season after game number 65 doesn't put you anywhere. Not in New York. I'm just keeping it real. It comes with playoffs. He's got to shake the demons, bro.
Sure. Okay, I hear that. But at the same time, it's like we're so tough on these guys. Randall hasn't had help, the whole time he's been a Knick, man. Last season, the supporting cast was garbage, and we're calling for his head like he had nobody. I'm sorry. Yeah. Brunson. Now he has Brunson. I think, yes, you're right. If he chokes again like he did against Atlanta, there's no excuses this time. Yeah. But I think that, we finally have a squad that actually can compete in the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, or I'm not out the window, but I think even like if we make it to Game 7 in the first round, or we win the first round, I hope we get to the second round at least. I think that's a huge success. I just don't want to see a collapse, like losing 4 or 5 games.
Well, that's the last. It's a recency bias. Like, that's the last memory you have is them getting embarrassed by the Hawks in a series where all the prognosticators thought the Knicks would win. Okay, and they got worked. True. They got worked. Mean,
that's true. I give you that much. Yeah. But I think that was a little just overhyped. Like, if we look at the rosters and the talent that was there, it wasn't a very talented roster. We have a better roster this year.
I got you. And appreciate the call. The roster is better. And so you hope that bodes well for them as they march into the playoffs. But, from a patience standpoint, it's hard to stay patient. This is a dogfight the Knicks are in right now. The Nets have passed them. The Nets hold that 5th seed by percentage points, even though they are tied. They are tied on the season series, so if they finish the season tied, it's going to fall under you're going to go to conference record. And if the Nets finish with a better conference record, they're going to take the edge. You also have the Miami Heat, who the Knicks have 2 games left with, and the Knicks are 3.5 games up on. So this is tight. And fans want to see this team finish between 4th and 5th. They don't want to see this team finish 7th, 8th, going to play in and have to earn it. You want to see the team finish 4th and 5th. So they're in the middle of a dogfight right now. So every game is crucial. 13 games left. And it's an edgy time, man.
He answered his own concerns because he says, well, if we don't get it done this playoffs, then I understand. Well, in order to do that, then the player that, fans are being so tough on, that player has to perform. So, it's going to come down to, in order to accomplish certain goals, Julius Randle is going to have to come up big in the playoffs because they're going to force the action on Brunson. They're going to force it to Randle. Mm-hmm. And then Randle's going to be, again, in critical situations, like he did tonight on that pass across the court that got to RJ for the 3. Those are the type of plays he's going to have to make. Yeah. And so that's just what it is. The expectations when the playoffs, just hang in there, caller. We're almost there to the playoffs. Yeah. When the playoffs start, everything is going to change. The analysis is going to change, and then the expectations are going to rise. Yep. Like CP, it doesn't matter because someone called me and said, one of my friends called me and said, like, JD, do you think if like we're a 6 seed or a 7 seed and we're playing one of the top 3 teams, does that change anything? Like, does that change how we evaluate Julius in the playoffs? Does that change how we evaluate RJ? And I said, well, with Julius, it's not going to change, CP. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, even if we play the Sixers or we're a 7 seed and we play the Celtics, for example, Randle still has to come through. He has to play well. Now, maybe we don't have to win the series because of who we're playing, but he has to play well, period.
You got to play well.
And that's it.
That's just it.
Like, there's just no excuses. Like, that's just what happens. Yeah. Because this is not his first go-round.
Right. And that's why, like, the regular season accomplishments really don't hold much weight. Really don't hold much weight. That's just what it is. To the phones we go. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Hit that like button, man. 2,300 people in the chat. Let's get up to 1,000 likes, man. Knicks just got a big bounce back win. 3-game winning streak snapped. They got a chance to go 2-2 on this road trip, which is what I predicted. I did predict 2-2. They got to get through the Cam Reddish revenge game. This is the final fight, the final boss level. Cam wants revenge. Can the Knicks get it done? We'll see what happens, man.
Biggest game of the season.
Big one. Big one. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Throw a hashtag PE in the chat. $10 super chat says, iHeart turned AD into a high post perimeter wing tonight. AD was looking like Kareem in the first half. No offense to Mitchie, Cody Glock. But AD was too fast, agile in the post in the first half. Great call again, JD. So yeah, man. Shout out to Cody Glock. Speaking of Cody, we do have him on the Discord. Cody, are you there? Cody Glock on the Discord. How you feeling?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, man.
All right, man. Let me get this off my chest. Yo, shout out Manscaped, man. I have 0 turnovers because of Manscaped. Yeah. I don't like no rims on my net. I don't like no nets on my rim, I should say. Look, boom. Anything that gets me more tighter, like Mitchie slander, okay, Mitchie slander. I don't play by my Mitchie slander, but Mellow slander, I just seen Scream today. I don't want to, yeah. But family show, right? Let's get into the game. Yo, let me tell you something about Mitchie because he's never no snitchy. He was in the interrogation room today, but he's not snitching. Okay. I recall one play, you feel me? Anthony Davis, late, you feel me? Eye hard on him, getting clamped up, you feel me? Yes, yo, salute Chuck D, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Anytime you have Chuck D mentioning your name out here, man, it's a win, man. So salute Chuck D. But anyway, man.
Yeah.
I got thrown off track real quick.
Yeah, we still waiting for the point, man.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Feel me?
I got a point for you right here.
It's 12:51 in the morning, man. Come on, man. Come on.
I got a point for you right here. Yo,
okay.
Quickly, man. He's our X factor, man.
Yeah.
Point blank period. Yeah, RJ, he doing this thing 30 points. That Quickly is the X factor, man. He's not no snitchy.
Okay.
And that's it. Rapid fire, man.
Thank you.
Get my ass bust in 2K.
Cody Glock. He was all over the place. You feel me? I'm waiting for him to get to the point.
I mean, somehow Mitch Robinson and Hartenstein were on the court together. And,
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was waiting for the analysis.
I'm not sure. And shout out to him for being the only man in America to go see the Scream number 5. I didn't even know they still were making Screams. I saw it like, all right, I'm not going to spend money on this, but shout out to him, man. Shout out to him for supporting those people, Scream. Well, 5.
I mean, Cody Glock, he didn't have much comebacks today because that's just how Mitch was looking.
Yeah, Mitch didn't have
Davis.
Mitch didn't have his fastball tonight, man. It is what it is. Quick had a good game. I thought Quickly had a good game tonight. Quick 6-12 shooting from the field. He finished with 15 points. Thought I like Quick's activity as a scorer tonight. 3 assists. I had 5 assists with more than 5 assists on Prize Picks. That was a bad move, but Quick as a scorer did a good job. And I thought overall, whether it was Quickly, RJ, or Julius, just doing a good job of getting into the paint. And good things were happening from there because from there, they were either able to score, get high-efficiency shots, or spray it out and get other guys involved, man. So it was a great job by them to really get aggressive and get deep into that Lakers defense, into the paint, and then make things happen from there. So 15 points for Quick. And while we talk about the stats, JD, let's take a look at the key stats of the night. Key stats of the night brought to you guys by Prize Picks. And as we look at this thing, Knicks 3-point shooting, once again, taking a nosedive, 29% from downtown, 11 to 37 from the field. But they did shoot 47% overall from the field. And so a lot of that was, again, inside of the arc. Knicks shooting 81% from the charity stripe. Good job by them, 17 to 21. Conversely, Lakers shoot 58% on 10 to 17 from the free throw line. So that was interesting. Knicks winning the rebounding battle, 46 to 37. So great job by them, including 12 offensive rebounds. Assist game, only 18 assists tonight. Obviously, you want to see that number be up, but with no Brunson, it was going to be hard to generate efficient offense there. 8 steals for the Knicks, 3 blocks. Fast break points. I thought this was a good area for the Knicks, man, because against a good defense, you want to try to catch them when they're off guard and not set. And I thought the Knicks did a good job of pushing the pace and getting out in transition. 21 points in fast break points for the Knicks, 25 for the Lakers. Lakers were also getting out there. So a good pace for both teams. 56 points in the paint for the Knicks. So back to their A game, and 50 for the Lakers. What were your key stats of the night?
The free throw shooting continues to be, encouraging in terms of the last few nights. Mm-hmm. And the concern for me is the 3-point line. This is the last 4 games now, CP. The Knicks have yet to break 30%.
Yeah.
They have yet to even get to 30% from 3 in a game. And so it's crazy that they even end the week 2-2. But they won tonight, lost against the Clippers. They won a 3-game losing streak. So 1-3. So that right there tells you, in a league like today, you got to hit the 3-point shot. Yeah. So I'm concerned without Brunson. And I don't know if it's because Brunson doesn't shoot many threes. So I don't know if it's because Brunson maybe gets them more confidence or better looks. Mm-hmm. But since he's been out, they've been atrocious from 3. 27%, 26%, 22%, and tonight just shy of 30%.
Yep.
Conversely, when you're making free throws, when you're turning the ball over under 12 turnovers, and your bench is playing well, you give yourself an opportunity to win. That's what they did tonight. But in terms of looking at the grand scheme of things, they have to get that 3-point shot. They have to make it. I mean, the Knicks are 8th in the league in 3-point attempts, but they're 23rd in the league in 3-point percentage.
Have to. Because come playoff time, boy, that paint is going to get crowded. You see some zone, no respect. They're going to be leaving RJ wide open, Grimes wide open. He's not making you pay. So they've got to get that up there. As I said, effective field goal percentage is key. They have got to get that up there and shoot the ball efficiently, because come playoff time, they're going to be looking like the New York Bricks, and you definitely don't want that. So, definitely something that they have to work on. Now, as we always do, the key stats of the night, man, brought to you guys by Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. For you first-time players or for you people that are interested in getting into Prize Picks, go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV, and they will provide you with an instant deposit match of up to $100. Great job by my guys at Prize Picks, man, and for always supporting the show. How you guys play Prize Picks is very easy, man. You're going to choose between 2 to 6 players, and you can choose from a number of sports. As JD mentioned earlier, World Baseball Classic is going on right now. You have NHL, MLB will be starting up. You have NBA. There's a ton of sports you can choose from and a ton of stats that you can select from. And from those stats, you're just going to predict whether or not a given player is going to do more or less than the projection that Prize Picks has outlined for that night. So here's where I went tonight. I'm riding a little bit of a losing streak, and here's where I went tonight. Actually, no, I won yesterday. What am I talking about? I played 2 tickets yesterday and won some money yesterday. So I picked in Prize Picks. You can pick full game stats. You can pick first half, second half, or you could even pick fourth quarter. And I went with, because I got into this late, I liked Jalen Williams in this game, OKC against San Antonio Spurs. I picked Jalen Williams with more than 4.5 points in the fourth quarter. He finished with 8. He's been on a bit of a hot streak. In this Lakers versus Knicks game, I went with AD with more than 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Obviously, with no LeBron James, the offense goes through AD, and I thought that he was going to give Mitch a bit of a problem. Came close, finished with 37, but fell short of the 42 that I needed for him to hit. I went with Julius with less than 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists, man. It was hard to tell which Julius was going to show up after yesterday's meltdown against the Clippers. Fortunately for the Knicks, the good Julius showed up. Unfortunately for me, I went with less than 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he finished with 46. In this game as well, I went with Quentin Grimes with less than 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He finished with 10, so I did hit that. And then I went with Quickly with more than 5 assists, and he only finished with 3. So only 2 out of 5 for me tonight. But JD, how'd you do?
I didn't do much better. My first like off night of recent memory for me, and it is what it is. Josh Hart, I took him over 21.5 points, rebounds, assists, and the line was 21.5, and he had a total of 20 points, rebounds, and assists. I hate when you're like 1 point. It just drives me crazy. So I missed on that. Austin Reeves, I thought that was a lock. He's been playing very well lately. 11.5 points, coming off 18 points, had 30 points the other night. Yeah. He had 13, so that's an over. So I hit on that. R.J. Barrett had him over 1.5 threes. And the guy had 30 points. But he was 1 of 8 from 3.
You know, I looked at that one, man. I looked at that one tonight too. I was like, ugh. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not so sure.
Because I'm like, I like the matchup. The wings we mentioned, Beasley, Troy Brown. Like none of these guys was gonna stop him from being able to get good looks, and he got good looks from 3. Yeah. But he missed 7. Like just one more, man. Missed on that. Quentin Grimes. You know what, Quentin Grimes? You're officially out of my prize picks. I'm not picking you ever again. I had him over 10.5 points, and he scored 5 points for me. Don't know what's going on with his 3-point shooting, but whatever. I missed on that. Mitchie! Let me talk about Mitchie.
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
7.5 points. Cody says he was in the interrogation room. They might have threatened him because he did not come out the room and play basketball. He stood right in there with 4 points because that's what he had tonight. 4 points. 7.5. You can't get me 8. So I missed on that. That was my night. And then Anthony Davis is the only other one that I hit. Yeah. I had him under 41.5 points, rebounds, assists, and he had 37 total points, rebounds, and assists. So that's 1, 2, 3. That was 2 of 6.
Nice. All right.
No, that's not nice. What you talking about? Nice? No, I lost money. Play responsibly, guys.
Play responsibly, man. Play to win, but play responsibly, man. Go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. All right, we'll get to a couple more calls. It's late night here on the East Coast. Salute to everybody in the chat watching. Let's try Triple X again on the Discord. Triple X, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
This is Ian from Montana. First time, long time.
Montana. What's going on, man? How did you become a Knicks fan living in Montana, bro?
It was around the time that Melo got traded to the Knicks.
Nice.
And, being from Montana, nobody has a team. Like, there isn't any, regional teams, so everybody just kind of has to adopt one. So
nice. So what do you think about all this Melo slander you hearing tonight, man? You can't be happy about that, man.
Man, I'm a loyal Melo guy.
Yeah.
Till I die.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was at the game, both games this weekend.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I live in LA now, but
nice.
I'll always be from Montana. So, yeah, yesterday compared to today was night and day. The vibes were mid yesterday. Yeah. The Clippers game, it was weird. But tonight it was amazing. I brought my girlfriend.
Nice.
And yeah, it was really good. RJ had a good game. Like, he made his shots at the rim. Julius played a good game. Quickly had a good game. So I'll keep it rapid fire, but I just had a really good time. Support to Knicks fans all over the country, all over the world.
Nice.
Peace.
Peace, man. Repping Montana. Triple X on the Discord, man. Shout out to him. And he brought his girl, man. So it was a family show, JD, because we had a couple of people who had to make some interesting decisions tonight when choosing to watch this show.
Yeah. My guy's from Montana. How about
Yeah,
that? I
yeah.
mean, for a moment there, I was, man, Nick from Montana. Yeah, I have cable out there. I'm surprised they got towers up there.
Right.
And then he said, "Well, I'm in LA." I said, "Well, no wonder you're able to see the Knicks now."
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, shout out to Montana, man. We did have my guy Marshall from North Dakota. I haven't heard from him in a while. He used to call in a lot. But he had some people out there. We definitely had some people out there in that neck of the woods, you know. Then didn't you say there was a guy there in the chat that said his wife made him sleep on the couch tonight because he was watching
Yeah, John Doe. Shout
out to John Doe.
Pregame chat said that, his wife said that if he decides to tune into KFTV tonight, he'll be sleeping on the couch. And then he says, "Well, here I am. I'm on the couch waiting for KnicksFanTV to go live."
Hey, man, some of the tough decisions. Some tough decisions you got to make in life,
Listen,
man.
man, if your significant other is not a sports fan,
Yeah.
got to make some tough decisions.
You got to make some tough decisions, man. You got to make some tough decisions. That's just how it goes. Area code 917. What's your name? Where you calling in from? And rapid fire.
Hey, my name's Eric. I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah. How you doing?
All right, couple things. There's slander going around about Julius Randle right now.
Yeah.
I have the list of most technicals in the NBA. Number one is Luka Doncic. Does anyone talk about Luka Doncic having problems? Anyone?
No, but he's also an MVP candidate. But go ahead.
Oh, come on. Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum,
Yeah.
Marcus Morris Sr., Kelly Oubre, DeMar Rosen, Bojan Bogdanovic.
Yeah.
Like, I go down this list, and Randall's number 17 on it.
Yeah, that's fine. But, I mean, you're comparing him to Luka Doncic, who's one of the most clutch players in NBA history, man. That's money time. That's money time, man. He just took
temper.
I appreciate the call, man. And he just took his team to the Western Conference Finals last year, man. You can live with that when you're dealing with that type of talent.
You named Durant there. Durant's won championships.
Yeah, NBA champion Kevin Durant.
Jason Tatum's been to the NBA Finals.
I mean, what are we talking about here?
Luka Doncic got to the Western Conference Finals, was, a series away from going to the NBA Finals. I mean, oof.
Let's go to
Luka Doncic is carrying the Dallas Knicks.
Yeah. The Mavniks. He's taking Frank and those guys to the Western Conference Finals, man.
Reggie Bullock, them same Knicks that got cooked by the Hawks.
Right. 716 area code.
However, I did send you something,
that
you might want to play for Randall. He had some interesting comments.
What do you mean? We can use all. What do you mean?
All right, let me get to it. 716 area code. What's your name? Where you tapping in from?
The one I sent you. What? That was just joint you just did.
Is this guy having a personal conversation? What's going on here? 716.
Who you sent it to?
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Embed them.
This guy's not even locked.
Send it to me. What are you saying?
All right, let's get out of this conversation, man. This guy's having a whole conversation
before they snitch on themselves on live TV.
Right.
Have the feds going over there.
We're not trying to be accessory to anything, man. We out of here, man. I don't know anything. I didn't hear anything.
Every time that happens, you know what that reminds me of? That what was his name? You and Ash was on.
Oh man!
Every time
I forgot the guy's name, man.
My man,
yeah.
My man was snoring.
Yeah, my man was having a whole side conversation, man. What was going on with that? All right, let's try another one, man. 646-239. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Hello?
Yes. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Taj from Harlem.
Taj, what's going on?
What's good? I just want to talk about the Knicks. Go win, boys. Shout out CP, shout out JD.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I have a question. Like, would you want to have to trade Obi for Jared Vanderbilt? What's up with that? Because Obi, I don't know, he don't get touches. I know he played good these past few games, but, I just feel like he gets stuck in the corner.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of that is by design. Appreciate the call. Part of that is by design, but also part of that is him. He's got to be aggressive. And we've seen it, past 2 games. He's played better. And in his limited minutes, as he always gets, 12 tonight, I thought he was efficient again. Gave the bench unit a lift. Be a star in your role. That's what Obi has to do and look at right now. Would I have traded him in a package for Vanderbilt? Yeah, I would have looked into something like that just because of fit and because he has no future here.
You understood what he said? My man almost called a speeding ticket.
He was going rapid fire, so I appreciated it.
You're just like, whoa, wait, hold on, slow down.
Yeah, it was rapid fire, man. It's 1 a.m. The kid sounded like he had to go to school tomorrow or something, So Ty 73. This person for sure got school in the morning. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's low-key had his library voice on. Was trying to be quiet, so mom and dad didn't hear him. So
school tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again as we keep it going. 646-496. What's your name? Where you calling in from? Rapid fire. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, CP? This is TJ from Harlem, a.k.a. Y'all renamed me. Last time I called, I was on top of the Empire State Building. Y'all renamed me King Kong Bing Bong in the chat. So I'm going to go with that from now on. King Kong Bing Bong.
Let's go.
But yo, check it. First and foremost, man.
Yeah.
We're not going to do this mellow slander.
Yeah.
Man. We're not going to do this, man. Knicks fans, let's please don't do that. Don't get me upset with the Julius is better than Mellow.
That was Kenyon starting a riot, man. That was Kenyon. Kenyon likes to do that, man. He likes to stir the pot, man. He's been a caller for a couple years.
So he's just doing it for antics. Okay, then that's different.
No, I think that's his take, but that's no, I think that was a legit take, but that's Kenyon, man.
That was his, he wilded out on that one. I respect Randall. I gave a whole apology to him last time I called you guys. I understand with Randall, and it's like the other caller said, like when he's getting his calls, then he's in the game. When he's not getting the calls, then he starts losing his head, and it's I don't know. But my question for you, JD, I got a question for you, real quick. Without giving up any players on the team in the offseason, who do you think we can sign that will fill in that 3 spot? So we put RJ back at the 2, right? And we keep everybody the way they are. We have Grimes come off the bench. Who do you think is a healthy signing that we could sign straight out? Or even if we able to trade, we only have to give up maybe somebody like Obi and what's the 3-point shoot dude that's on the bench? He ain't played all yet.
Fournier.
I forget his name. Yeah, Fournier. Yeah. Somebody like him. Like who do you think we could be able to either trade or just sign straight up to be able to fill in that 3 pot?
Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call.
All right, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. Well, from free agency standpoint, you're not going to be able to. Knicks are going to be over the cap.
Right.
So the way, the avenue that the Knicks are going to improve their roster is going to have to likely come from the trade market. So just so you know, Cole, it's just too much. They will have to do crazy moves just to even get cap spaces. That's not going to be realistic. CP wings.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We really have to look at teams that underachieve in the playoffs. You have to look at contracts that are not desirable. Like, that's just going to be the way. Do you go to Trey Murphy with the Pelicans?
Oof, that could be. Had a 30-point game tonight. And Trey Murphy, a guy that the Knicks liked in the draft.
That could be a guy you look at. I'm just naming names. I'm not saying names that, names that could be had that I've heard. Jimmy Butler with the Heat, depending on how the Heat finish. That could be something. Although he is on the older side. That could be a guy you put in at the 3. Dylan Brooks, maybe. He's made news a lot. Memphis, like it's just something there with Memphis that's going on that's odd with this Ja Morant thing. You never know. That team might in the future, in a year or two, think about maybe moving Dylan Brooks. Do you like a player like that? Maybe Chris Middleton. Because I think Chris Middleton a year or two as well. Like some of these players that you don't think could be on the trade market, if Milwaukee doesn't get what they need to get, these are some of the players that they're going to have to shuffle to improve the roster, because there's no other way that they're going to look at to get better. Zach LaVine with the Bulls could be another guy that you could look at. He's not necessarily a wing. He's not going to put RJ at the 2, but he can be your 2 guy, your 2 guard. So
he's gonna put RJ on the Bulls.
I mean,
he's gonna put RJ on the Bulls.
Yeah, and if you ask Tom Thibodeau probably wants to have Gordon Hayward here still.
Right.
That's a Tom Thibodeau type of player right there. So, not sure from there. Slim pickings.
The guy is Mikal Bridges, and it's just unfortunate that he got traded to the Nets. Because
that's why they name him.
Right. If you would have had that Suns, championship window set with Chris Paul coming down and maybe, you swing for Mikal Bridges and bring him in there, that would be fantastic. But look, 3-and-D wings don't grow on trees. Teams don't make these guys available because they need those guys. So to get a good one, you're gonna have to pay, and it's not gonna be Obi and Fournier and junk. No, you're gonna have to pay legit assets to get a guy. But that's why, the hard acquisition was a good one, but he's not, like, when you look at them going up against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, like, we still don't have that guy that can match that. Or is it OG? Do they look at an OG trade again? Right? Do they look at an OG trade in the offseason? We don't know. But what it seemed like OG, similar to Quick, was just these teams just testing the market. Didn't seem like there was much motivation for Ujiri to trade OG back at the trade deadline, because when they picked up Jakob Poeltl, it just seems like they intended to keep the team intact and try to compete. But is it OG? And if not, it could be the draft. Because right now, the Dallas Mavericks, whose first-round pick belongs to the Knicks, top 10 protected, have the 15th pick in the draft. So maybe it's draft. And they're sliding. Luka's out. Kyrie was out tonight. Or if they play tonight, I don't know if they play tonight for sure. But they're sliding. So that could be it.
Bridges would be the perfect guy, man. Perfect guy. I mean, you talk about winning pedigree, NBA Finals experience out in the tough West, defender, shooter, doesn't need the basketball. If you need him to create, he's doing that now with the Nets. I think he's taking a step up offensively now with the Nets. He's doing stuff now with the Nets, and he mentioned it too, that he said, I didn't have this type of freedom.
Right.
I didn't know, nobody knew he could do this type of stuff offensively. But a few names, they'll have to get creative. Again, a lot of these things, and it happens. I know today I'll mention it. You guys may think, but these things come about when a team underperforms or they don't get to their finish goal. Mm-hmm. Michael Porter Jr. for the Denver Nuggets. That could be a guy. The Denver Nuggets are number 1 seed, and they have expectations. If they don't make it, now here we go. You got like when the pressure is going to start to ramp up on that franchise to shake things up. Right, so you got Michael Porter Jr., 6'10" wing. Keep an eye on Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics. He's had a rocky relationship with the Celtics organization. He was not happy that he was in rumors for Kevin Durant. And let's see what they do with their expectations. Mm-hmm. You got that. Paul George with the Clippers, another team. Paul George. I think he's going to be going into his free agency year after this season. Mm-hmm. And the Clippers are this just enigma of a franchise with expectations that they just cannot reach. So you look at that, and then I had the fourth name, and it's just I just lost it. So,
yeah.
But those are three or four names I had in mind of players that right now don't look like obvious, but if things materialize, they could very well become available.
Jaylen Brown would be great. But yeah, something to consider. They need to upgrade there. They need wing depth, whether it's as a starter or off the bench. Draft would be nice, and we'll see if they can get lucky on the trade market. Okay. That was a great show, man. Great job, JD, on the play-by-play. Great Knicks win, big win. Because it's crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. 13 games left.
Brandon Ingram.
There you go.
Thank you to the chat. Thank you, JB Nurse, for naming him in the chat, because that was the fourth name I had.
Brandon Ingram, man. 112-108. Knicks get the win, a much-needed win over the Lakers. Great show, everybody. Great show, all the mods. Great show, TM. Great show, Chuck. Great job, JD. Shout out to everybody in the chat. $20 super chat from the OG Chuck D. Says, Mitch Randall, Brunson, Hart, Grimes, starting 5. RJ, IQ, iHeart, Obi, etc. will be dangerous. JR and RJ need their space. RJ can't breathe with Julius at the same time. Paint will be loaded in the playoffs. RJ will thrive off the bench, unstoppable. Gonna have to figure out the spacing for sure. And if they're not gonna be able to shoot it, who knows, man? But could it be a Grimes moving to the bench? Who knows? See how it goes, man. But the shooting efficiency will continue to be an issue. Let's shout out. Who else we want to shout out in the chat? Cuisine Kings, $5 super chat says, I would take RJ any day over Zion and whatever's going on over there in Memphis with Ja. People need to chill and let RJ develop. Let's go Knicks. Shout out to Bavin, $28 super chat says, why is Obi not getting more time? 9 points in 12 minutes. The guy's efficient and needs more time to show other teams what he's got if we're going to trade him. Yeah, same story, man. You know, it's never going to change. And I think they will trade him. I think they will trade him by the offseason. Yeah, great show. Once again, remember to go to prizepicks.com and use promo code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Also go to manscaped.com and use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Also remember that these shows are available in audio podcast format, all the major platforms. So if you miss it on video, you could always catch it on your way to work in podcast format, man. So enjoy your Monday, people. We will be back Monday night for Knicks Weekly episode 51. We'll recap the week, goes through some of the sights and sounds from this week and any related Knicks news. We'll cover it all, man. This week coming up, you'll have Tuesday night, you'll have JD's play-by-play, Knicks versus Portland. Tuesday during the day, I'm back on Bleacher Report so at 4 p.m. With a Knicks fan Q&A, so make sure you tap in on your Bleacher Report app. I'll be doing SNY's Putback with Ian Begley on Wednesday, and then in studio with SNY on Friday, man. So make sure you keep it locked to the number one show for the fans, by the fans, KnicksFanTV. CPJD, we out of here. Great show. Peace.